If you haven't heard about the Rippaverse yet, you're going to want to watch this video and find out how this is going to affect indie comics. Let's talk about this. How's everyone doing? My name's Tyler. Welcome to another episode of Draw and Talk. I'm an award-winning cartoonist as well as a writer and artist for comic books, and I currently have my own series, The Girl with the Mega Fist, which is currently out. Link in the description. We're currently working on volume 2 right now. Okay. So let's just get into this video immediately. The Rippaverse, okay? If you guys don't know, there's a creator out there named Eric July. He is, I want to call him we're gonna call him a commentator. He's a YouTube commentator, and he commentates on many different things: comics, gaming, liberty, music, and some people would call it a drama channel. He just commentates on stuff. He has a really awesome studio and he gives his thoughts on various aspects of culture. He does a lot of views, probably makes a lot of money. A year ago, though, he said that he was going to make his own comic book universe as a counter to Marvel and DC, calling it the Rippaverse. And it got tons of signups. So we go onto his Twitter. He was talking about how, he got 20,000 signups. Which is nuts. 20,000 signups. That is phenomenal. So this is going to be a huge campaign. And right here we go. He launched it. Today. Let's refresh it. Let's see if it's gone up anymore. Yeah, it has. So as of right now that I'm recording it, it's at 181,000. It's got 1,800 people backing it, which is really cool. So if you're interested in it, go check out Rippaverse.com and ISOM #1. Now here's the thing, he's not using Kickstarter and he's not using Indiegogo. He's using his own website to crowdfund the book. Nothing wrong with that. I just think it's funny how a lot of people were so angry at someone like Doug Ernst, like, oh, he's using just the Iconic Comics website and he's not crowdfunding it. This is groundbreaking. This is weird. And yet you have someone like Eric July making his own crowdfunding on his own website, and it's totally possible. Just get a Shopify, get the crowdfunder app, bada bing, bada boom. But also he financed the whole comic himself. From what we're to understand, this whole book is complete. It's a 96-page graphic novel, and the whole thing is 100% completed. Now, the purpose of my video is I want to talk about the pros and cons of this campaign, because this affects indie creators, both small and big, but mostly small. And the reason why is this: small creators, I'm one of those small creators, are affected by what happens when big creators come into the indie comic scene. And when you have like a pro Marvel or DC creator come into the indie scene, they bring in a lot of people into the indie crowd, into the crowdfunding crowd. They are essentially stewards of the community, and if they abuse their stewardship, if they abuse that power that they've been given, it really hurts. It really turns off people from buying smaller indie creator projects. If you look at the comments in like Indiegogo, such as Cash Grab, Shinobi Sasquatch, Sovereign, Cyberfrog, if you look at those comments in those campaigns, there is a buttload of customers in there who are so angry that those books have not shipped. They're late. They're not even being made. The creators just bounced and ran. Keep in mind, these aren't campaigns that did like 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000. These are campaigns that did hundreds of thousands of dollars. And basically, the customers haven't gotten their books, and they're like, you should seriously read the comments. I will never back another indie comic book ever again. I will never back another Indiegogo book. I will never back another Kickstarter. So when someone like Eric July, who is a big YouTuber, comes into the indie comic book space, one thing that is important for him to realize is that he is a steward of the community. So if his book is late, he's going to affect a ton of customers. Keep in mind, he's bringing in so many new customers into the indie comic book scene. I doubt that the majority of those 20,000 people have ever backed a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo. I'm sure a lot of them, this is their very first crowdfunder. This is their very first experience. And if he ruins that experience for those customers, they're probably not going to come back and want to back an indie comic book because they've been burned before. So that's one of the biggest cons of someone like Eric July doing this is if it fails, there's a trickle down effect of who it's going to hurt in the community. Now there are a ton of pros though to this, okay, and the biggest pro is that he is bringing in a new audience into crowdfunded comics. Now keep in mind, he's doing it really smart. He's doing it as a business. He's thinking as a business. If you were a business and you're as big as him, you would want to do this on your own website. If I had the audience of Eric July, he's got 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's got 130,000 followers on Twitter. If I had the amount of as large of an audience as he did, I would launch on my own website as well, because then I get to control the traffic. I get to control the audience. I get to control the information that gets sent to me. However, because I'm a small creator, using a platform like Kickstarter or Indiegogo is actually really beneficial to me, because there are a lot of shoppers especially on Kickstarter, who are just looking to back crowdfunded books, and they don't have to. I have to rely on another platform. I'm sure I could launch a crowdfunder on drawandtalkcomics.com, and I would get no backers. So as of now, I'm using Kickstarter. So this is really smart for Eric July to do. But I'm curious though. Out of those 20,000 people, are they gonna trickle down into the indie comic book community? Are they gonna start going onto Kickstarter? Are they gonna start reading comics? That's the most important thing out of all of this, is that these people are going to start reading comic books. His whole channel is basically, culture, media culture. He's going to talk about the Marvel movies, the Marvel TV shows, the DC TV shows, the DC movies. But he doesn't really talk about comic books. And now his audience are now going to experience reading a comic book. They're going to start getting into comics. They might really like ISOM, number one. They might then get into DC and Marvel comics, and then they might get into Image Comics, and then Dark Horse, and then they might start going, well, what else is there? And then they might start going into indies, and then Kickstarters and Indiegogos. So there is a ton of opportunity here for Eric July to really raise up the status of the indie comic book community. However, if this fails, if things don't go well in this, there's going to be problems. Now, I'm actually pretty confident that this book is not going to be late. He says it right here that the items will ship in August of this year. So that's not bad. That's in a month. That's in a month. So I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure that he's going to deliver. And now we just have to hope that the book is good. We just have to hope that the book is good. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope that you were like, oh, I didn't know what the Rippaverse was. Now I do. And if you're interested in it, go back in. So thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and guys, get ready for the Growth of Megafist Volume 2, which is going to be coming out on Kickstarter in the next couple months. We are 100% completed with Volume 1, and Volume 2 is like 70% completed. I have like 35 more pages to draw, which is super, super exciting. So, all right, you guys have a great day. Peace.